Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. Okay. So this is going to get really wicked towards the end of this, all right? This is Back to Basics Part 4. Nick Spencer writing, Ryan Oatley penciling, Cliff Rathburn inking, Laura Martin coloring, VC's Joe Caramunga lettering. So, this cat. First off, we get that beginning montage of like 4 little panels on a page where we're imagining it's going to be Kraven, hoping it's going to be Kraven because, man, but I don't know. What else could it be? I'm thinking like maybe it's Stegron, but no, Stegron was mentioned in this comic book. Maybe that was a way to, pass things off. Ooh, you know what? Okay, this actually just came to me. What if this is Mandrill? Oh yeah, that's right. I went there. What if it's Mandrill? Just saying, look him up if you don't know what I'm talking about. So, Mendel Stromm, the guy who created the Goblin Serum and was apparently a teacher for Norman Osborn way back in the day. He's around. He's like, yeah, man, I got to figure some stuff out. But he's getting a voice calling him into the background. It might be Loki. Because there's a lot of conversation about the tri-sentinel and how it was taken away. There's some really funny stuff in here, man. Like some of the stuff I don't think should have been quite so funny, but it worked so well. Because Mendel Stromm isn't exactly like, one of the most feared names imaginable. He's like, that megalomaniacal guy who's got a serious Napoleon complex. And he's just like, yeah, man, I'm important. No, you're not. No, you're not. If we got to explain who you are, no, you're not. But he, what do you call it? It's funny. He's got this CD from the Life Foundation. He bought this special kind of insurance, whatever, for the end of days. Like this is the ultimate prepper program, where the Life Foundation will send you the tri-sentinel if the end of the world actually happens, to protect all of your important stuff and whatnot. Oh boy. Well, he comes to find out something by the end of this comic book, and it's wicked. It's insane. Really insane. Like, I think that for the most part, most people are going to look at this and just go, oh crap, things just got real. But more, just as importantly, is what's happening between Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Because yes, they're officially 2 people right now. Peter Parker found out what the eventual fate will be between him and Spider-Man being separated for so long. Meanwhile, Spider-Man's going on like The View and hanging out courtside and NBA finals and all that stuff. Like there's some fun stuff going on here. Peter Parker's getting himself arrested for feeding the meter. Yes, that is actually illegal. Somebody who, anybody who has ever lived even a day in the city should know that. Because that's a pretty big deal in New York City, man. Come on, dude. Spider-Man himself becomes like a special Uber. He's the Uber hero. And there's a lot that happens in this comic book, man. Like every single page is something that I could talk about in fairly decent depth, But probably the most interesting part is that we realize why the association between with great responsibility there must also come with great power there must also come great responsibility. We realize more about why Spider-Man doesn't seem to have that. Peter at one point says, the way that you're talking right now, it sounds a lot like the way that I used to talk before Uncle Ben died. Spider-Man says, who? Did he mean it? Maybe. We might not ever know. But that was an interesting moment. That was seriously one of those moments where I think that anybody who's a Spider-Man fan of any measure, you understand how crucial that is. And like, it gave me pause. I'm just reading the comic book. I'm like, wow. Reading all this stuff, and all of a sudden, whoa. I mean, that was like an Owen Wilson kind of whoa. I had to stop for a second. That was actually really important. So I dug that. I really did dig that. Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, has to find a way to one, get Spider-Man to stand still for a couple minutes. Excuse me. And then actually have the conversation with him. Also, I'm just saying, the paint job that Spider-Man does on the Tri-Sentinel's face, that was good. That was a really good touch. All right, guys, go get this comic book. Professor Bell Comic Book University. Class dismissed.